Everyone,
Good morning.
my name is Coquette Cruz. On behalf of the co-pastors and the Board of Trustees, we welcome you to Fort Colby Memorial Temple for Sunday service. To begin the service, Marie Gates will light 3 lights symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Marie. Please rise for our opening prayer and remain standing for our first hymn. Infinite intelligence, thank you for the gathering of these loved ones this morning. May we all harmonize body, mind, and spirit and bring up love in this world so we may be able to share and take part in the blessings of the beauty of life. Amen. Please be seated. Oh, that's right, sorry. It's been a while, guys, sorry. Our first hymn will be done by our vocalist, Jamie Osmond, page 140, Peace Like a River.
We sing.
Oh, we sing.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Thank you. You may be seated.
Located on the handout and in the front cover of the hymnal are our declarations of principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. The healing prayer is located in the back of the hymnal. Please recite with me prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask the great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Now, for those of you who would wish to receive spiritual healing, please take a seat along the walls and go to the next available healer. While the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. Now, if you can clear your laps of all obstructions, plant your feet flat on the floor. Let your hands sit comfortably in your laps. Take a deep breath and close your eyes as you exhale. Welcome. Welcome to today. Welcome to this beautiful morning. Welcome to this spiritual temple that is full of peace and love. Allow yourself to melt into your seat. Relax the muscles in your body. Let the tension go in your shoulders, in your jaw, in your legs. Let any tightness melt through your feet to the earth. Let Mother Earth transmute any negative thoughts, any negative feelings, any negative tension. Just breathe. Imagine yourself sitting on a comfortable bench in front of a pond. The water is moving nice and slowly. You hear the birds chirping in the air. You see the animals scampering and playing along the edges of the trees and the tall grass. Just relax and let yourself be in this moment. You feel your heartbeat nice and steady, beating softly in your chest. The air is sweet with honey. The breeze is soft, blowing through your hair, blowing across your skin. That's taking time for you. As you sit and look toward your left, You see a little light hovering toward you, slowly, softly. The energy from the light is pure love. And as the light gets closer, you see that loved one. And as the loved one comes upon you, you embrace them with such reverence, such love. You both hold on and hug tightly, just for a moment. Your loved one is there to remind you that they will always be by your side, helping you, guiding you. They bring the strength of your ancestors to you. And want to remind you that you are one in your spirit, that you are a part of Source. Breathe deeply that information. Take it all in. Let it warm you. Love must remind you. Of the wonderful you are. Of the funny you are. How courageous you are to be here during this time. Help uplift the planet. To give it a hope. To exchange for love. To help it evolve. As you evolve. Every moment, every day. Becoming more and more beautiful. Becoming stronger. And remembering the perfect spirit that you are. Breathe. Your loved ones remind you not to stress. Things happen, but that's okay. You were born to overcome any obstacle. You are pure joy and will rise above all. But always remember to take it in stride. Breathe through it. And remember to love yourself. Be in harmony with the nature around you. Be in harmony with the current vibration. Because as you are in harmony, everything else will start to become more and more in harmony with your peaceful, loving vibration. Your loved one asks you to stand up now, take a quick walk with them around the lake. As you look upon the lake, you remember the Tao saying, like the water, flow easily, softly. The journey is not over. It has just begun. But do it with patience. And as you emanate all that out, remember all that to flow back in softly. For it is you, and you are in. Always be. Breathe. As you feel the softness of the energy around you, and the light inside of you grows brighter and stronger. Your loved one turns to you and saying, it's time for me to go, but I'm not gone. I'm always next to you, near you, always loving you. And as you come closer and back to the bench, you embrace each other. And you watch the light that they are start to float away and start to fade. Remember, this is a place you can always come back to because it is you. You are that harmony, the peaceful water, the bright sun, the soft breeze. Take a deep breath in. Exhale softly. Start to feel the seat beneath you. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, you become more present. And as you take your final deep breath in, as you exhale, start to open your eyes. Everybody here? Everybody present? Thumbs up? I want to be sure I didn't lose anybody. Okay. Thank you. I would like to thank our healing. So, if you received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card. It is found in your hymnal. It's like this. And give it to the pastor at the back of the temple or mail the card into us. You may also place the card in the collection plate. We'd like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing. I'm going to start from my left to the right. Jackie Arnold, Marie Gates, Robin Macutino, Cynthia Preston, Daryl Demerit, and Lori Carter. Thank you all for sharing your gifts of healing. Okay, if you would all please rise for our next hymn, number 45, I Feel Like Traveling On.
Yes, I feel traveling on. Traveling on. My heavenly home is burning. I feel like traveling on. It's burning times the sun will shine. I feel like traveling on. That heavenly mansion shall be mine. I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is burning. I feel like traveling on. When heaven see the holy love, I feel like traveling on. Which plains with our waves of love, I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is burning. I feel like traveling on. The Lord has been so good to me. I feel like traveling on. Until the blessings of I see, I feel like traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. I feel like traveling on. My heavenly home is burning. I feel like traveling on. Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay. So, you're all in for a treat. My mentor, my CE, the lecturer for today, Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates. He's a medium healer, teacher, vocalist, and sometimes comedian. He was one person that when I initially came to the camp, I was kind of afraid to approach because one, he's very tall, and two, his guy Jeff promised to punch me in the nose if I approached him because he was going through some situations. So it took me a while, but after I took his first class, I believe it was here in the temple, his Friday night class, I learned that he is just such a bright burning light. He's always looking to help people, always, finding that approach that would get someone over their hurdle. And wants to help guide and teach young people how to do mediumship, how to do healing, but also how to be. So if you will all please help me welcome up the great Reverend Dr. Gates.
What I think I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to give her some money later for all that. My lecture is gonna be on a few things today, but I want to talk first because I was raised a spiritualist. I've always been a spiritualist. I was raised a spiritualist. And I've been in this religion my whole life. That's where I've been. And I've tried other religions, but this has pretty much stuck with me. And spiritualism, which is the science, knowing through demonstration, a philosophy, a love of knowledge and learning, and a religion reverence to life as purely and truly as we know how, of continuous life. It teaches us personal responsibility. That is what spiritualism does. It teaches us personal responsibility for ourselves. When I used to be a kid, and just a few years ago, we used to travel to all the tent revivals with my father, who was Baptist, but my mother would take me to all the camp meeting associations all through the eastern part of the United States. So we go in these big tent places, and people would be reading, and they'd be healing, and they'd be doing physical phenomenon, and all of this was going on when I was a small kid. So I always understood how it worked because I could see spirit. I could see them. I could understand what they were trying to say. But it took me a while to get used to them hanging out all the time. It took me a while to get used to that. But I did. After a while, I just got used to them being here. They're just here. And we in this religion are trying to teach you how to have a communication, a personal communication with spirit. That's what we try to teach you. In my classes, things that I do, I'm trying to teach you that personal responsibility for you. You're not going to go every week and have me or somebody else give you a reading. That's not going to help you. It's not going to give you that personal responsibility if we take you by the hand and lead you down your path. It's not going to help your vibration at all. So we have to try to help you to understand you so you can understand your guides and your spirit teachers so you can speak to them. And that's really where I want you to get to, is to that point that it pretty much puts me out of business. That's it. That's where I'm getting to that point. So I want to teach you enough that you can teach and talk to spirit on your own. What spiritualism does, it demonstrates that death is not the end of life, but a change of condition of the individual consciousness. It removes all fear of death, which is but a door to the loving spirit world. And that's what we teach. As spiritualists, we teach that. This is just a stop on the trip. This is just a short stop on the trip until you get back home. Think of yourself right now as you're lost in the woods. Search parties have been sent out to find you. And sooner or later, they will shine the light on you and go, okay, time to come home, time to come back. So eventually, we're going to have to go back. We're going to have to go back to the spirit world, back to our home, back to where we have a loving spirit that takes care of us and helps us and encourages us. It teaches that man is a spirit and has a body and a mind with which to work for his sole purpose of gaining understanding here on earth. It teaches that man's spirit is a spark of divinity which dwells in all living things. We have to believe that we are a spark of divinity. What we do in our life sometimes are life lessons and challenges that we have to go through. It's how we manage the journey, not the destination. If you're in this religion, it's not the destination that you have to worry about. It's how you personally make the journey to that destination. Your personal choice of how you progress forward. That is what you're going to do in this religion. It brings to service man's spiritual talents such as inspiration, intuitiveness, clairvoyance, and healing powers. So it brings all these vibrations in front of you. And you get to pick what you feel most comfortable with. I have students that, oh my God, I want to read like so-and-so. Well, you're not going to read like them. So give it up. Read like you. Read what works for you, and you'll always stay in the work. If you try to be somebody else, you're never going to get to that point in your life, and you're just going to stop it. You're going to stop communicating with spirit. But now you're tired, you're upset, you can't do it, but you've been trying to do it for somebody else. You're trying to do it for them, or do it like them. Do it like you. That's why I teach all kinds of different types of readings. Teach you how to do smoke readings, ash readings. I teach you how to do rope readings. I teach you how to do all kinds of different types of readings. Not because I want you to start doing that, but there's something about learning how to do different aspects of reading spirit to help you find that little spark. You go, ha, I like that. I like doing that. I like communicating that way. And that's how you might communicate to spirit. My mother used to put rocks out in the backyard, put yes and no on the rocks. She'd take the ashes from the pit, and she'd pour the ashes on there, and she'd ask her question. And when she came out in the morning, one of the ashes were gone. Their answer was either yes or no. So she let spirit take care of it at night. That's how she talks. So you got her yes, no answers. Unless us kids went out there and swept off one that we wanted her to know. It was about us. We went out and did what we needed to do. It teaches that every spirit will progress through the ages to an unfoldment that's sublime and glorious. It teaches us to be patient with ourselves and the world that is around us, for that earth is young and experienced, and its cycles, its developments are far from complete. Patience is the greatest wisdom. Spiritual life must be learned and earned. We must be patient with ourselves. That's the key in your vibration. Be patient with you. You're not like anybody else. You haven't gone through what everybody else has gone through. You've gone through what you went through for yourself. So be patient with what is going on in your life. Don't talk bad to yourself. Be impeccable with your word. The word, Ruiz, is not what you say to people. You're not what you say. It's what you say to yourself. That conversation you're holding with yourself 24/7. You have to get that under control. That be patient with yourself and be impeccable with your word. Be good to yourself. Treat yourself, change the view, change the vibration, change what you have in your life. Don't keep going down. You have negative, you'll just keep attracting negative. You start attracting positive in your life, you'll start attracting positive. If you've got negative in your life, stop it. Go back to being positive. Just smile at people. My mother used to say, just smile at people and make them wonder what you're up to. Smile at them. No matter what they're doing, just give them a good smile and just walk on by. Then they'll talk about you and wonder what you're up to. What's going on? Why'd he smile at me? Why'd he do that? Then I get a little chuckle because I watch them go. It teaches us that God is not an individual, but all individuals. This divine intelligence is expressing through every form of life on earth and in the etheric realms as well. We are individual within the God consciousness, which supplies power for the universe. This great play of life is unfolding so that the whole can know itself. That pretty much tells us that we are connected to everything. We are connected to everything. Everything that exists, everything that is here, we are connected to it. I teach that mediumship, we can talk about all this connection to spirit and working with the spirit world and understanding all of that. It all comes down to one word: psychometry. It is the energy that the vibration of the medium puts forth. It's the energy of the space that the medium works in. It's the energy that you bring into the space that affects the medium's work. So it's all psychometry. You raise your energy, you're going to get a higher vibrational situation around you. If you lower it, then you're going to get an energy that's not as good as it should be. So that's why mediums, that's why we used to here in the organization, before you did readings, you would sit, you would meditate in the back. And the mediums up here, Eloise Page, Marie Lilla, all of them would sit up here and watch you, make sure you were meditating. Take a look at you. Same thing with healing. We would sit and heal, meditate, and be quiet before we stood up to heal. We would do that years ago. But it's like before you work with spirit, you come into the presence of spirit. You just don't run. They have to try to chase you. No, chase you. So you give them time to sit up next to you, sit close to your vibration. Many years ago, we recited today was the Declaration of Principles. And organizations, these principles initially were adopted in Chicago in 1899. The principles were 7 and 8 were adopted in Rochester in 1909. And then all the principles were set in motion in 1944, St. Louis, Missouri. Our principles that we read have been around for a while. They have been in our church. We recite them. When I talk about psychometry, every Sunday you come in this church and you recite the Declaration of Principles and the healing prayer. Every week you send that energy out. So it becomes a conscious energy within this church. Every Sunday morning, there's a chorus of people that recite that with you from the spirit world. They're sitting in this church on Sunday from the spirit world, reciting that with you, speaking in your vibration. When we believe in infinite intelligence, it's whatever you believe that infinite intelligence is to you. What you believe. I can't tell you what infinite intelligence is to you. How you were raised, how you were brought up, how it was put in your vibration. I can't tell you that. I can only tell you how it fits with me. But then back in 1904, after the spiritualists did their thing with their, I guess some Christians happened to be near the place when they did it. But there was a Christian Society of Christ that actually wrote principles. They had 10 of them. And their first one, as a take on ours, was we believe in infinite intelligence whose wisdom and power is reflected in nature and which the human soul recognizes as the love and goodness of God. That was their first principle. It took off from ours, infinite intelligence. Ours is we believe in the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual. Theirs, we believe that the foundations of our philosophy are found in the Holy Bible and the wisdom teachings of all great religions. That was their second one. So we in this church and spiritualism believe that all religions have a place. They have a place within our being. Every one of you here, some of you could be Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterian, Seventh-day Adventist, but we're on a Sunday morning, so I don't know why you would be in church. But there's all different religions in our religion, because you brought all of yours to here. So we have to recognize all religions connected to us. I always thought in this church that we could take the little things on the side and paint all the symbols of all the religions up in those little round things, going all the way up to the front to touch the sunflower. I always thought that would be cool. Have all the signs of every religion that ever was. That we were part of everything. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We believe that how you place yourself in this life constitute true religion, because people see you as who you are. As a spiritualist, whoever you are, you bring that out ahead of you. You put that out ahead of your vibration. But theirs was, we believe that a deep metaphysical understanding of formal teachings give profound insight into knowledge, that this knowledge is to increase by diligent effort of the individual through study and meditation. We need to meditate. You need to be quiet. Be still and know that you are God. Be still. You must be still in your life to connect. You can't run, you can't be busy, you can't let your mind run, you can't do all that. You have to get quiet. You have to be still. Listen. Just listen. Be patient with yourself, but listen to what Spirit has to try to tell you in your life. Spirit is trying to work with you. They're trying to connect to you. They're trying to be part of your vibration. They're all waiting in the realms. Think of your life right now as you're standing on stage. Every one of your guides, every loved one, every person that you've ever thought of in your life is standing behind the curtain. All they're doing is waiting for you to call to open the curtain. That's all they're doing. They're patiently waiting for you to give them the idea that you would like to speak to them. That's all they're doing. And they're going to speak to you the way that you are going to be able to accept it. The personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We believe that religion and science have given an indestructible evidence of the continuity of life after the change called death. That's how they wrote it. See, all what we're doing is trying to, every religion had their way of kind of connecting to spirit. Every religion connects to spirit, every religion. What my father used to do from the platform in his Christian church, he would look at you and he'd go, you know, I'm getting a feeling from God, you know, Christ is talking to me right here. Christ would like to give you a message. Same thing I did, he just mentioned Christ. I was doing the same thing. I was giving the same readings, the same vibration, but they were doing the same thing in churches. So we do the same thing every other church does. We just do it in a different way. We just do it in a different way. We connect to our higher self, we connect to God, and we give you a message from the spirit world. That's what we do. We raise our vibration to give you that. And hopefully that everything we tell you is going to help and encourage you. Somebody asked me one time is, why don't you do negative readings? Why don't you tell me something negative? Got to be something negative in my life. Well, we don't give you negative messages because it doesn't matter if we told you the best thing in the whole world in your life. You might never remember anything else but that negative message that I gave you. That's the only thing that you would remember. Out of the whole reading, out of the whole vibration within your life would be that negative message that I gave you. That's why we don't give. We teach you how to correct what's going on in your life. We don't tell you you're bad because you already know your life's a little crazy. We don't need to enforce that. We don't need to take you back down the road that you've already been. We want to try to get you to the road that you're supposed to be. That's what we're trying to do for you as spiritualists. Because readings are to encourage you, to bless you, to lift you up, to bring you to a higher sense of consciousness, possibly to have you speak to your own guides, speak to your own people in the spirit world. That's what we're trying to do as mediums, as mediums here in the organization and mediums across the world. But you have to realize that we're taught in a certain way here in Cassadaga. But if I go to West Coast, up north, out west, go to different churches, different vibrations, they're taught different than we are. They're just taught different. That's how they were taught. It's how they were instructed to communicate with spirit. It's not wrong, it's just how they are communicating with spirit. It's how they've taught themselves. So not every medium is going to read exactly the same. Not exactly the same. I love it. The other day I had a lady come out here and she booked 6 readings. I said, what do you think you're going to get, darling? We're all going to tell you about the same thing, probably just maybe a little bit different, maybe add a couple of words in, but it's going to be the same reading. And when she came back after all 8 readings, she said, Louis, they were all the same. Do what you need to do. But you're here to encourage you. You're in here to bring your vibration. The one says, we believe in the moral responsibility of the individual and confirm that metaphysical principle of self-determination through the free will choice of action. It's where our actions are in our lives. It's where we propel ourselves. It's what we do, what we put out to the spirit world. We should in our lives do affirmations. We should constantly say things to ourselves, positive thoughts, positive vibrations, positive situations in our life, no matter what's going on in your life. Keep talking positive to yourself. It will draw the vibration for you. Sure, things are going to happen in your life that it's there, it's going to happen, but doesn't mean you have to take the road and be in the vibration. I tell people in this, a lot of us in our lives are just hanging on the screen door, pushing as hard as we can. We're going to make it work. We're going to get that to work. But it's only when we get quiet, be still, step back away from the door, we actually notice that the door said pull, never said push. So we have to realize that sometimes we're just pushing too hard on something. We need to take a break, take a breath, relax. When I was playing football over here at Deland High School, take a knee, just relax for a minute, take a knee. So the question with you is take time to re-envision where you're at. My guide Lucerne is very simple. He just tells people, all you have to do is close your eyes, ask spirit, is there something I've missed, something I should be doing or putting in motion? Could you please show me? And that covers all bases. Anything that you've missed, you should be looking at or paying attention to, spirit will show you. Sometimes they slap you with it, you've got it right away. Other times you got to play whack-a-mole. You got to try to go find it. You got to watch for the signs that are showing up in your life. You see a hawk today, you get home, you see another hawk sitting in your front yard, you see a hawk again, you hawk again, and somebody enters your life with a hawk on their shirt and says, "Ooh, I'd love to talk to you." You should probably talk to them till they have arrived. Spirit will maneuver you to where you need to be, kicking or screaming, or gently. It's the journey that we have to take in our lives. The journey has to propel itself in our lives. It has to. And if we have a good journey, I've had a pretty decent journey in my life. Been married almost 45 years. I live out here. We live in downtown Cassadaga. But we live where we're supposed to be, where I am, where I'm supposed to be at this time in my life. So you have to ask yourself, is this for my highest and best? Is this situation in my life for my highest and best? And your first thought, first impression of what you're propelling in motion. Is it? Some of us have a path that we have to take care of everybody else in the world, thinking that we have Mother Teresa and we're Florence Nightingale, but they have revoked our license years ago. So we need to behave. We need to allow people to be who they are and just let them be. If we can help, go in, help, and go. But don't think that you have to spend your whole life doing that. If you're miserable and it's not making you happy and you are not content in where you are, change it. Or you will affect your health in a negative way. You will affect your relationships. You'll affect things in a negative way. Then you'll want to know why. Why has that happened? I don't blame God for anything that's happened in my life. I don't. I blame my guide sometimes. I have a conversation with him every once in a while, but I don't blame spirit. I choose the path I take. I choose the vibration that I will place in my life. So you have to realize that the path you take, is it that path that you have chosen for you? If you're taking care of somebody in your life and you're doing all this wonderful stuff in your life, if people leave and things happen in your life and you're left there all by yourself, would you be okay? Would you be all right? Would it satisfy you if you were the only one left there? what you have to ask yourself. That's what you need to do. Because in spiritualism, it's this whole thing that you have to realize that it is a journey. Spiritualism is not an easy religion. Because you have to take responsibility for yourself. Can't blame somebody for it. Can't do something else. Can't do that. You have to trust that you have made that decision, and then talk to yourself, talk to your vibration, talk to your guides. I love it when I have people in my class and they go, "Oh, you're going to teach us how to speak? Yeah, you're going to speak to people that are in spirit." "Oh, I don't want to see dead people." I said, "Well, you're in a mediumship class. You're going to be talking to." "Oh, no, I don't want to talk to them." I said, "Okay. So what do you really want to do with them?" Because they're going to come. Once you open the door, once you start addressing them, they will come. But I'm not this big vibration here that spirit's going to attach on. You're going to attach them. You only attach to your highest and best, yours. If you want to do something negative, then spirit will be attracted to you because of that event that you put in your life. But when you're communicating with spirit, it should be this quiet stillness and going in the spirit and allowing them to speak to you for your highest and best, your highest and best. And that's what you do. Because when I teach, when people do healing, I ask them to sit in the chair before the person gets there. That means that places their energy in that space before the individual arrives and sits in the space. So now that person is sitting in my energy, and I have already set the energy in force to affect their energy field when they come and sit. Same thing with mediumship. Before you come sit in my office, I will sit in your chair. I will place my energy in that chair before you arrive. So no matter if you feel uncomfortable, different things are going on in your life, when you sit in my energy, you will feel calmness. That's why I do it. So when you're doing things in your life, don't let somebody, if your husband or wife is part crazy, I'm not saying full crazy, but only part, and they sit in your space, then all of a sudden you go over and sit in that place, you go, "Ooh, I don't like it." Ooh. It's because the energy that was left in that space. So clear space, get yourself to where you need to be, find that true balance within your life, and understand that you are special. You are loved by God. I had a little girl at a church service I did a couple of weeks ago. She said, "Yep, God's got my picture on his refrigerator." Mine. So remember, God's got everybody's picture on his refrigerator. And it's like your picture's there. It is there. God really loves you. It's at the top of the refrigerator. God has to get on his hands and knees and try to look at the bottom of the refrigerator to find your picture, then you're probably doing something a little bit wrong. So you have to allow God to help you. Just remember that. Is there something I missed, something I should be doing or putting in motion? Please show me. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Gates. All right, during our musical interlude, we will be passing the basket. We thank you in advance for your generosity. Our musical interlude will be done by our vocalist, Jamie Osmond.
I gotta wait for my band to be ready. Is it long? Needs to be the long chord? Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, something's not right. Hold on.
Acapella.
Acapulco, Acapulco. Hold on, just. think we got it. If this doesn't work, I will do Acapulco. It's not working. Okay, we'll do Acapulco then. What to do Acapulco? Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. I precious did that grace appear. The hour I first believed, through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already found. Was grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've numberless days to sing God's praise. Then when we first begun. So I'm gonna sing the first verse again, and I want you guys to join in with me, okay? Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved the soul like me. Was lost, but now I found. Was blind, but now I see. You guys are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
What a beautiful Acapulco. If we can all take a moment of prayer, I'd like to give gratitude for the donations. Infinite intelligence, thank you for the blessings. that the loved ones here today have been able to give. May they be blessed tenfold, and the gifts continue on to them long after they've left this place. Amen. Okay, now for some announcements. Next Wednesday, June 12th, our message bearers are our student mediums and alumni mediums. So it should be a fun Wednesday night message service, and you are all welcome. Next Sunday, June 16th, our guest speaker at our 10:30 service will be Darrell Emery. Next Sunday is Father's Day, and the co-pastors will have a little gift for all the men who attend. Every Sunday, we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Adult Sunday School, from 9:30 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. Next Sunday, June 16th, our Lyceum speaker will be again Reverend Dr. Louis Gates. Okay, this afternoon, Sunday, June 9th, is Black Bag Mediumship by Reverend Dr. Louis Gates from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the AJB building. This workshop is to help strengthen your mediumship abilities to guide us and strengthen us and invite those who nurture us into our lives. We will have all the supplies you need to learn mediumship and psychic awareness and to learn a new way of doing mediumship. The cost is $37. And the maximum attendance is 40 people. The other workshop that is coming up on Saturday, June 15th, is Natural Law with Reverend Ryan Davis. That will be from 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. also in AJD. Discover and learn about natural law in this series being presented by Reverend Diane Davis. Each month, she will cover in depth one or more of the natural laws, the energies of life. These laws are keystones to the philosophy of spiritualism. Explore how they operate in our world and how to apply them in your everyday living. Natural laws have been taught in Cassadaga for over 100 years. The cost is $42 general admission and $37 for SCSCMA members. Please also note that there is a jar in the front of the temple, right by the doors there, for any donations to help us purchase a very much needed upgrade for our sound system. We so appreciate any donations you are able to give. To participate in absentee healing, please print the name and first initial of the last name of a loved one, friend, or even a pet in the healing book in the back corner of the Colby Temple. Every Thursday morning, we have our healing meditation circle at 11 a.m. And this is in Andrew Jackson Davis building, where all the names on the healing lists are held in prayer. All are welcome to attend. We have an activities calendar and a church bulletin in your handout. These items look like this. You are welcome to take these home with you. And if you need extras, there are more in the back to take home to a friend. Our website, cassadaga.org, also has the monthly information as well as upcoming events. Now, if you would all please rise for the next hymn, 179, This Little Light of Mine. 179.
Okay, get your tambourines up as we're doing this acapulco too. We're just gonna do the first and third verses of this, okay? This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Building up the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Building up the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Very good. You may be seated.
Thank you. Now we've come to the message portion of our service. And if you all please kindly help me welcome up Reverend Dr. Gates to be the message bearer.
Thank you, everyone. What I want to do first, I'm going to do a prayer first for reading, so that it was given in services years ago by Marie Rossi, Harry Fogel, and Helen Hansen before they would do readings. So I found it. I thought I'd read it. It hadn't been said in the church for quite some time. There is a land where we all go, whence near the frost nor cold wind blow. Our friends are remembered and unite, and those who hate forget their spite. It glows around these gentle beings. We call you now to bless our meeting. Heaven's promise our spirits strive, so now for the living let the dead come alive. Greetings, spirits, speak thee to us. And that used to be said in a few meetings years ago when I was here, and before they would start the meeting. So I thought that was just appropriate. So look down, figure out what you're wearing, so you know what you put on today. So when I come to you, you'll know who I'm talking to. I want to go first to the lady right here in the cream colored. You're right there, dear. You. You know, the first thing your vibration, dear, I felt the woman in spirit with you, and I felt her very much in your auric field. And she's very loving, very supportive, but I don't feel she was that all the time when she was here. She had a little mean side, you know, a little quick side, you know. And she's sitting with you, watching you intently, dear, just helping you, encouraging you. As you were coming down, she was trying to help and encourage you down and kind of walk with you. And I felt very comfortable with that. And she's trying to, I feel like things are looking up. She said, things are looking up, dear. Things are looking up. And I feel there's a lot of blessings coming in your life. So all you have to do is just kind of accept them. Tell them, okay, I'll accept anything you want to give me that's positive, uplifting, and encouraging. So you want that. And I leave that with God's blessings. I'm going to go to the gentleman with the beige shirt on, get black hair. They need to say something. That's you, sir. You just looked at her. That's beige, yeah. Looks beige to me. The vibration with you, sir, I felt a younger man in spirit with you, and I feel like his passing was quite sudden, quite quick when he went to spirit. He stepped in around your vibration. He's a lot younger than I am, but I do think his passing was unexpected, very unexpected when he passed to the spirit world. But he's been trying to kind of orchestrate the step. I don't know what's going on in your life right now, but I feel like I'm almost at like a standstill, right? At a standstill at this point in your life. And I feel like you're not moving forward or backward. You're just kind of taking in the view. Spirit says, take your time, take your time, take your time. Because there's no sense of rushing into something right now. There are other things going to be here on the horizon that you're going to look at, and you're going to say to yourself, thank God I waited. Thank God I waited. Because I feel like you're going to see something that's going to be extremely, extremely beneficial for you. I leave that with God's blessings. I'm going to go all the way, I'm up here, I'll go this side. I'm going to go all the way back to the gentleman back there with the greenish shirt. It looks like green or teal. That's you. You just look down. There we go. Vibration with you, sir. I felt this woman in spirit with you, and I feel like she was quite ill, quite sick at the end of her life. She didn't like the questions that were going on around her, the decisions that she had to make with her life. She didn't like that. She's a very independent woman, very independent, very, very much that way when she was on this earth plane. And she's been sitting with you, watching you, and I feel like you're a very independent person. I feel like I couldn't force you to do anything. I would not be able to do that. You're very straightforward with people. What you see is what you get with you. It's who I am. And I feel like your guides are telling you to stay that way. Place yourself in that direction because you are a good person. You're sure there's things that happen in your life, but that's because things have happened. You've crossed into the haunted forest with the flying monkeys, but you made it out. You did. And I did feel you have moved in a direction that's quite positive for you. And Spirit's working with you at this point to get you further and further down that path. I leave that with God's blessings. I'm gonna go. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm gonna go all the way in the very back, masked back. Okay. Vibration with you, dear. I sense that I feel like you're kind of planting flowers. I don't know if you're actually planting flowers or they're putting flowers around you and they're actually putting them in your vibration for growth. I feel there's spiritual and physical growth for you. There's things moving in the vibration for you at a higher level for you, dear. Because I feel this gentleman in spirit with you. And I feel like he would have been sick not that long. I feel like he had complications of his illness, complications. But he's very much been sitting with you, calmly just sitting with you. And I feel like you would have worked with him because he's kind of designing something, putting something in motion. And I feel like you were good at putting things in motion, getting things designed, making things, putting things in perspective. And I feel like he's working with you in that endeavor. I feel like he's helping you design, put something in motion, get something done. As I say, I'll leave that with God's blessing. They're coming, cutting me off, so I gotta go.
Thank you.
Okay. We would like to remind everyone that we will have our afternoon message service from 12 to 12:30 right here in Colby Temple. A group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit greetings to as many individuals as they can reach during the message service. Everyone is welcome. We encourage you to visit our bookstore, which is open from 11:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. today and open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, if you would all please rise for our closing hymn 203, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and remain standing for the closing prayer.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God, all created. Let us walk with each other and go eternally. Let peace begin with me. Let this become moment now. With step by day, let this be my song.
Heavenly Intelligence, thank you again for such a beautiful service, for the beautiful gathering of these loved ones, and just for the beauty that you surround us with. May we continue to carry these loves, our hopes, our dreams, our high spirits through the rest of the week, and let it vibrate tenfold, bringing joy and laughter of every moment of every day. Amen. Thank you, everyone, and have a good afternoon.
Figure out.